Hey, it's me, the RWG, coming to you from the Bunka with our first episode of Digi News? Bunker News? We'll come up with a name for it sooner or later. Welcome to the channel, which is all about just loving internet culture, really. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. So here we go on our first news video. First piece of news today is Dragon Ball Z Abridged is over. A statement by Kaiser Nico on the Team 4-Star Patreon page, which I've included a link for somewhere on this video, somewhere. You just have to do a little bit of digging. Has a big statement on the subject, but I'm going to basically summarize it and say they currently have no plans on continuing with the Buu saga in their original style or in the style of the short Z at this time. If I'm perfectly honest, it feels like the end of an era because Dragon Ball Z Abridged has been pushed to a status of pretty much this is the standard to beat. If you're going to make parody content about anime, this is the sort of style you need to be going for. The Dragon Ball Z Abridged dub is so beloved on the internet. I know people who only know about Dragon Ball Z because of that dub. But also, if you go onto some anime websites to watch Dragon Ball Z, they actually have that dub listed as if it's an official dub. It is that big of a deal. I mean, if I'm perfectly honest, Dragon Ball Z Abridged is a reason why I got back into the show as well, and brand. They have done countless good things for the brand that I don't think toy animation, and especially Funimation, will never ever admit that the impact that they've had. So what does this mean going forward? It probably means that they're going to have to create other kinds of parody content, like using 3D mono animation of the Dragon Ball Z characters, for example, because that's actually getting very popular now. I mean, if you've been on the internet as long as I have, 3D animation now is kind of like Flash animation was at one point, just before YouTube became a thing. Oh dear, I'm probably showing my age a little bit there, knowing about that. But anyway, I really hope the laws get changed, so we have a better understanding of exactly what fair use is, because until that happens, I don't think we're going to get anything like Dragon Ball Z Abridged again, ever. Unless it's in some officially endorsed by the owner of the IP capacity, because people are just going to be too scared to do it. The way the climate is on YouTube right now, no one's going to have the guts to do it. I mean, you could put it on other websites, but a lot of people won't do that. Team 4-Star also now have an official statement on their YouTube channel as well to coincide with the Patreon announcement, and it's definitely a bit more humble sounding than the statement on their Patreon page. They understand that if it wasn't for DBZ, they wouldn't be where they are now. I completely identify with the idea of burnout. It's affected me to a degree, even though I'm not even that successful, and I've seen other people who are hyper successful who have felt the effects of burnout to a pretty huge degree. It's a bit of a strange phenomenon. There's almost like a saying for it of everyone has at least one good idea in them. The only problem is, if you ever tell that story, you then spend the rest of your life trying to top it. And if you do something like that early in your career, that is maddening. And in some cases, you may never do it. They also say there's a bunch of contributing factors to why they've stopped doing DBZ Abridged. But let's be clear here. A big part of it is the legal grey area that is fair use. People are getting more and more afraid of video sharing websites, let's just say. And it's not getting any better. Which is why I keep saying, especially on social media, that we shouldn't be relying on just one video sharing website. It creates a monopoly, and monopolies be like, whatever, I do what I want, because you ain't got nowhere else you can go. Nothing makes a company more humble than the knowledge that all its users can just turn around and say, don't appease us, and we'll just go somewhere else, because we can. Just look at the video game industry with the console wars. They wouldn't do half the things that they do if it wasn't for the fact that they have competition. I know at least one person's gonna get triggered by me saying this, but the Xbox Gamer Pass, that only exists because they are currently in third place. Doesn't mean they can't change their fortunes. I mean, Sony's bit of up their own arse at the moment, but that is the current state of play. Anywho, I wish you luck going forward, but I don't envy your position. Moving on to the other subject I've decided to choose for this video, it would appear, based on rumours, that the co-optional podcast and by extension the Total Biscuit brand is dead. And it pains me to say that because I love everything that the Bain family has done for the internet, for video gaming, and not only helping some great people get into the video game industry, but also stopping some evil, nasty ones that are already in the industry from doing nasty things. At the time of recording this video, it's been 3 months since the last co-optional podcast recording in any form of capacity on either the Total Biscuit channel or Jenna Bain's channel. No official statement has been made, and it pains me to say it, but I do really think that the entire brand might just be dead and buried at this point. And it also makes logical sense since it's a lot harder now for them to schedule podcasts together. Jenna Bain has moved to Korea, Dodger has moved with her family over to England to try and give their child a better education than they think they'll get in America, and Jesse Cox, in his own words, is busier than ever. Much like the Team 4-star piece of news, it honestly feels like the end of an era, and I'm still trying to find other content creators on the internet that do the sort of things that Total Biscuit used to do for his channel. Maybe one day I'll do a video about it. In fact, that's a piece of content I have considered doing possibly for this channel, is giving shout-outs to channels that I think deserve more attention than they're getting. But for now, I think that's enough for this video. Once again, if you enjoyed the format, I've never done something like this before, and I appreciate any kind of feedback you can give me. This has been me, the RWG of Bunka, saying bye for now. If you want to see stuff by me that's a little bit more lighthearted, I also have another YouTube page where you can check some of that sort of stuff out. In fact, if you're interested in my thoughts on Total Biscuit a bit more, I have a video I made back when it was announced that his cancer was pretty much fatal, which has my honest thoughts on the man and his career. I figured I would do that rather than just repeat myself on here. So for now, I'll see you next time.